Hey world, this is Ava Like Lava, aka Miss Worldwide. Welcome to Weekend Turn Up, powered by Sports Scene and Adidas. So starting from my shoes, I am wearing the Adidas Originals Tebe Magugu collaboration from the second line, which are called the Niza platform shoes. They are so cute. I, couldn't resist getting them because for me, they really are so lively and remind me of, the colorful nature of South Africa. And for me, that was like a really important factor to my story from the ground up because I started making music when I moved to South Africa in 2016. So I think it's really symbolic of where I started and, where I'm going. So, my name is Ava. It means voice in my mother tongue Farsi. I am a 24-year-old global citizen hailing from Iran in the Middle East. I was born in Osaka, Japan, and I grew up and spent most of my adolescence in Shanghai, China. I went to school that side and basically grew up there before I moved to South Africa in 2016.
The mommies are the keepers, got the bullseye on the prize. Your team plays simply eyed, my fight intends to reunite. Your history's a lie, they told you all we run is kites. This girl is way too fine to be condemned for why she shine. They might not let me back out if I said this from inside. It's coming home, right? It's coming home, right? May better call your wife. No puedo mentir, las chicas are the ones to fear. How else then are we here?
What a wonderful question. The name was developed just before the release of my debut project, Say Things to Myself, created with Ganja Beads. As I mentioned, I've lived in different places and grew up all around, and my name is pronounced differently everywhere that I've lived, and often incorrectly. So partly I was trying to come up with a fix to that, and simultaneously trying to come up with something that I felt like captured my playful essence. So I landed on the slogan, the rhythmic slogan, Ava Like Lava. I am a fire sign, so it's my native element. And when I make music, I'm quite literally in my element. Onto my pants and where I am right now. I'm wearing a super comfy pair of Parlay Adidas Originals collab wide leg pants. I think, it's reflective of where I am right now because I'm comfortable in them. I feel like I've gotten to the point where I'm really embracing my sound and I'm no longer questioning whether it's my sound, whether I'm, drawing so much inspiration from so many different genres that, can I call it mine? I can call these pants mine. So World Cup is the title of my latest single, out now. It features Miss Pami, Buzili, and production by Evita. Firstly, just to give you a little bit of insider information, it is one of my bucket list dreams to one day make the official World Cup song. And this is kind of what my attitude was when I was first inspired to make World Cup. Secondly, my love for football started at a very young age. It was actually inspired by my grandmother, not my dad. And, the reason that's important is because, behind World Cup, there's a deeper symbolic meaning for me. So I come from Iran, as I mentioned earlier, and we are currently the only country in the world that doesn't allow women inside football stadiums. So for me, the song was about honoring women's, inclusion in the game and celebrating that, which is why I wrote half of the song in my mother tongue Farsi and why we had to make it such a grand, spectacle. Of course, the song had to be Amapiano to celebrate South Africa's footprint. And, to me, it was like one World Cup country's blessing to another. So it was a marriage of all these different cultures and sounds and vibes. And please go stream it. Let us know what you think.
When I grow up, I wanted to fly. When I grow up, I'm firmly in the sky.
I feel like people have a difficult time understanding why I live in South Africa. I used to get, so much confusion when people would find out that I chose to move here. But South Africa is such an inspiring place, truthfully, I feel like the grass is never greener on the other side, so it's hard to look at how special a place is when you're in it, but there's no place like it. And to tie it back to World Cup, the 2010 World Cup was the first, the first year that I actually properly fell in love with football and considered myself a football fan. It sounds corny to say it, but it had a really deep impact on me, and I'm sure it really played a huge part in me considering to move here. So it's a super full circle moment that I'm here making music in South Africa, making a song named World Cup with really, really badass collaborators from here.
Live my life in, I'm beautiful, the skies. If I was a bird, then I'd gladly be a dragon. Like in football, mommy, you don't drive a fucking wagon. Up in the sky, my 5G don't be lagging. Press the band gripper, you the one that...
So I'm wearing the Adidas Originals mauve crop top. I really love it because it has such a different texture, and so will my future. I don't know how to really elaborate on what I mean by that, but I feel like my future is going to be unpredictable, just like this texture and fabric is. I love the pastel color because it's a color I associate with my brand, and that's certainly going to be bigger and better and bigger and better in the future.
When I grow up, I wanted to fly. When I grow up,
I really hope my music conveys a number of things. Firstly, I really, want the listener to be taken out of the world that we all live in. I know it's a lot to want your music to relieve the listener's pains, but if I can achieve that even momentarily, I think that would be so magical. I like to speak about a lot of serious things in my music, be it social commentary, my own insecurities, or, saying F you to people who want to tell you how to live your life. But, I never wanted my music to be heavy. So I really believe it's an art to be able to do that in a lighthearted way, through jokes and banter. My favorite coping mechanism, basically. So I just hope that, my music inspires and takes something that is, maybe in its content deep and lightens it up, makes it easy for us to have a conversation, an honest and open conversation while being playful and having fun and, poking fun at the serious stuff.
When I grow up, find me.
Shout out to Sportscene, shout out to Adidas for dripping the Lava Girl out. You have been watching The Weekend Turn Up. Thank you for staying with us.
Live my life in, I'm beautiful, a beautiful disguise.